now and again, but much too rarely, one meets a human being whose soul is pure sunshine, like green gold sunshine gently filtering through old trees, like the end indeed of a perfect day. Have I revealed already my little secret? It doesn't matter, for I'm eager to tell you who that human being is, that noble and charming lady who decorates life with the loveliness of a rose. She who wrote a song which will live through the centuries, Mrs. Carrie Jacobs-Bond, the author of The End of a Perfect Day. It so happened that I just finished reading her autobiography, The Roads of Melody, and I said to myself, is it possible that this woman, the author of so many songs that have taken the sting from grief and uplifted sad hearts, can be as real and inspiring as her book and her songs? I might have known, of course, that she would be. This lady who writes from the heart and sings from the soul. But so often one is disappointed in this world that I scarcely dared hope for the delightful experience which was just around the corner of the clock. The telephone jingled on my desk, and a musical voice carrying an instant note of vibrant sincerity came over the wire. And presently I was sitting down with and facing the much-loved author of The End of a Perfect Day, of I Love You Truly, and of 100 other songs that have been sung by young and old in farmhouse and in palace. Lovely, poignant songs, timed to the beat of the human heart. I love you truly, truly, dear. Life with its sorrow, life with its tear, fades into dreams when I feel you are near. For I love you truly, And I want to tell you what she looks like, this lovely lady of 71 who has risen above grief and poverty. There isn't a woman in the world who will not give generously of the years of her sparkling youth to arrive at the pink and glowing 71 of Carrie Jacobs-Bond. For at 71, this lady who has placed her slim fingers on the throbbing pulse of life itself is triumphant youth, for she has that which keeps people young, faith that cannot be shattered, and the love of all living creatures. Her skin is very white, and there is the flush of the sunrise in its whiteness, and her eyes are very blue, and her hands, slim, graceful hands, keep rhythmical time to the melody of her thoughts. We sat in a quiet corner, and she told me about her life, about her early days in Janesville, Wisconsin, where she was born in the second year of the Civil War, when the nation was torn in two, and blood was flowing over the battlefields of the South. And even in those childhood days, she was hearing beautiful music in the murmur of the woodland brooks, and the gentle whispering of the forest trees, and in the morning and evening serenades of the birds. By the time she was 6, she could play almost anything by ear, and always with a good accompaniment. And finally, after the passing of years, she came to her great love and married her man, Dr. Frank Lewis Bond, and went to live with him in the iron mining country of northern Michigan, idyllic years. And so she met her larger world with its light and its laughter. But presently the deep shadows crept into her life. For Dr. Bond passed tragically from this world, and she was left with little money and with a son to support, and in broken health. Just a weary end for you, all the time of feeling blue, wishing for you, wondering when you'll be coming home again. Restless, don't know what to do. Just a weary end for you. That was back in the 90s, and for years she fought the stern fight for bread and a roof over her head. She turned her slim hands to hard and grinding toil, but always she smiled and kept a brave face to the world. And always those songs of hers were in her soul, struggling toward the sunlight. And the time came when she was called upon to appear at a concert in Chicago. It was a great success, that concert, and presently she was making her way up the sunny slopes of life, tasting the joys of fame, meeting the great people of the world, and warming her heart with their enthusiastic praise. And then one evening, she was standing upon the crest of Mount Rubidoux at Riverside in California. And on that spot, she received the inspiration for a song that has gone into 1 million homes. She had seen the glory of the sunset from this mountain of Southern California, the most beautiful thing that had ever been spread before her eyes. The end, indeed, of a perfect day. And the only way she could express the thoughts that the glory of that sunset had given to her was to write down the words that came to her. And after a while, the melody welled up in her soul as she was crossing the Mojave Desert in the moonlight.
When you come to the end of a perfect day, and you sit alone with your thought, while the chimes ring out with a carol gay, for the joy that the day has brought. Do you think at the end of a perfect day can mean to a tired heart? When the sun goes down with a flaming ray, and the dear friends have to part.
And now she has a lovely home out in Hollywood where they make the motion pictures. A home on top of a mountain. Nest o' rest, she calls it. And it's all flowers and trees and mountains and ocean and singing birds. And she has her 2 dogs, Mike and Pooch, for chums, and the great master painting fresh pictures for her with every changing light over sea and land. And when the soft twilight falls in that land of enchantment, Carrie Jacobs-Bond, that marvelous woman, can repeat the words of her own beautiful song as she thrills to the marvel of the challenging stars.
For memory has painted this perfect day with colors that never